sacred city that is the internet. We are pillaging and doing all of that
No,
stuff. Sam
that's not
is
what I
here in the
want to
chat.
do when I get to Internet City. Why do you think I want to pillage Internet City?
Why wouldn't you? Let's pillage
I
Internet
wa-
City.
I want to go to its cafes, eat its digital croissants while I sit at a
Digital
cute little
croissants.
table.
Interesting. What's up, Sam? Sam is already in the chat and says, hello.
Hi, Sam.
Hello. Yeah, Saturday night. We are here doing our thing. No longer a Friday night because that already passed. This week we
Yes.
can't go back in time, unfortunately. So here we are, Saturday night, doing our thing.
It's true.
Melissa, how are you?
Yeah,
How are you feeling?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
How am I feeling?
How
I
are
don't
you
know.
feeling?
Warm.
Warm.
Feel
Okay.
warm.
Warm as in like welcoming, or just like
Oh, sure.
physically your like
that seems nice.
temperature.
I think I'm temperature warm. It's just hot.
Okay. I feel like the mood is different tonight. Like there's a different energy. I don't know why. We like my weather app here in Richmond says that we're supposed to have the thunderstorms literally every day for this next week, like lightning and
Oof.
everything. So big storm week coming up. Today it was supposed to storm from like 3 in the afternoon through the rest of the day. Didn't really happen. There was a bunch of thunder, like 6 or 7, but that was it. And then nothing happened. It was strange. So just like things feel off for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Let's see.
It's one
Sam
thing
says
when
it
it
was a
suddenly
Hololive
starts
thing.
storming. But if you're
Well, you
told it's going to
guys
storm and then
said
it
that.
doesn't, that is a weird energy.
Yeah, but it's a storm that's supposed to last the entire week.
Whew.
Kind of crazy. Let's see. Second generation of English speaking VTubers. This thing. I haven't ventured into the whole like VTuber thing yet and do all that stuff. Are you familiar with that, Melissa?
Do I have to be?
No, you don't. You don't have to be. That's why I asked if you were.
Are these artificial intelligences that are YouTubers? Is that what the V means? They're virtual?
Basically, yeah. Yeah, so it's these artificial characters making content and interacting with the chat. Stuff like that.
See, here's the thing. I don't know if you can take an artificial intelligence to Disney World, so I don't know what I'd be watching them for. An artificial intelligence doesn't eat? Like, they can't show you how to cook anything?
Sam says no. Sam says they're human. They just use an avatar instead of a camera.
Oh,
okay. I've seen that stuff too. That stuff is neat. I haven't really looked into all of that stuff. It'd be neat to have a little robot Kyle being like, "Hello, welcome to the captain's log." But yeah. Sam mentions that she has one. I'm assuming you use that on your streams and stuff like that. So, there you go.
It's very cute, very smooth.
Melissa, you and I have gone many a time, I think twice, to the the Mountain Dew fandom wiki.
My favorite vacation spot, yeah.
Right, yeah. So I saw this story this week that caught my attention. Apparently, Mountain Dew or Pepsi, the parent company, and Samuel Adams, the parent company, Boston Beer Co., is making a hard Mountain Dew seltzer.
Mhm.
Hard Mountain Dew. 5% alcohol by volume to hit the market in 2022, early 2022. They have 3 flavors. They have like the original like Mountain Dew. They have black cherry and they have watermelon. Melissa, on a scale
Uh-huh.
from 1 to 10, how disinterested are you in this?
Oh, you know me well, Kyle. Yeah, I really have no interest in drinking a hard Mountain Dew. I looked at the
Hard Mountain
article.
Dew.
The cans look pretty cool, I guess. They're very colorful. They each have an animal. I was very interested in this. So
They
regular
look
Mountain
like
Dew is eagle,
yeah.
which I
Go
think
ahead.
tracks. I think an
Mhm.
eagle lives on a mountain. Hard cherry, black cherry is what is that? A bear?
Bear tiger looking thing. It looks like a
At first, I
bear,
thought it was a
but I don't know.
lion. Now that I
Oh,
look closer at it, I'm not really sure what animal that is. And I think that's a. What if it's like a Sasquatch? I don't know. A
I don't
Sasquatch
think
lives on a
that's a
mountain.
Sasquatch. It definitely has like a bear looking snout.
Yeah, yeah. I think I thought it was a lion because there's so much like rich fur around it. You know, it looked like a lion's mane. It just sort of
Hmm.
looks like a general purpose beast. You know,
Yeah,
if your local community college did a performance of Beauty and the Beast, that might be what their beast looks like. And watermelon is a snake.
yeah.
Does snakes say watermelon to you?
No, snakes say apple to me
Yeah,
because of the
that
like
makes sense,
biblical
right?
connotation. Watermelon to me is like Yoshi. But that's not an animal. That's a character.
Thanks for telling us. I think
You're
if I
welcome.
was to represent watermelon in an animal, oh, I thought about an
A
armadillo because they're
platypus.
round.
Oh yeah, that too. Just like no,
Yeah.
a more weirder, eccentric thing. I feel like yeah, like an armadillo, a platypus, an
Mhm.
anteater, something like that. I don't know
Or
why.
like a crocodile or an alligator, like a
I could
Florida
see that.
animal.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And then I guess a general purpose beast could say black cherry.
yeah.
I don't know what else would.
The art
Like a really
style
cool cat.
on these cans though reminds me of my like Southside Serpents biker jacket from Riverdale. So it just
Yeah.
looks like something some like patch you would have on the back of a biker jacket. Uh
Yes.
which is an interesting art style for this stuff because it definitely screams biker gang, but it also screams like they're trying to be like a small like local brewery that is just like, yeah, we're cool. We're badass. We're Mountain Dew. You've never heard of us, right? Uh and that's not the case because it's Mountain Dew.
Uh-huh.
um it says it has 0 sugar. I don't know. I didn't look into this enough to see if it's caffeinated or not.
It is not. It
It
is
is
not because
not.
like we don't even have Four Locos anymore.
That's what I
Like I
was
don't think you can
gonna
have
say.
like
Like that
caffeine and
stuff
alcohol together. Maybe if it's
was
like
a
a coffee
problem back in the
liqueur.
day.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but
I
yeah,
was
that happened this week. I kind of want to try them. I don't
bring it
think
to the
I would
show.
like them, but I don't know. Like I don't expect anything good from these things. Like I remember one time I I think it was Jolly Ranchers. They made
Uh-huh.
a Jolly Ranchers soda. And I was just like,
Oh
"Oh god,
yeah.
this is going to be a disaster." And so I bought one and it was a disaster. It was terrible, but I have the
It's
experience of like, man, I've
yeah.
had Jolly Rancher soda. So I kind of just want to have these like triple fist these Mountain Dew things here on the podcast and just
Triple.
try them all out. Yeah, why not?
All
man.
right. I will look forward to that episode. Oh, early 2022.
Yes. So next year sometime. Next year sometime. But yeah, I had to start the show out with that because I
Yeah.
like this was kind of the biggest like, oh my god, we like Mountain Dew fandom like update, like we need to stay
Yeah.
up to date with the Mountain Dew fandom
We
because
talk about
god damn
Mountain
it,
Dew a lot for
that's what we
for
do here
me
on the Captain's Log.
only ever having it once. I've had a Mountain Dew one time.
It's so funny.
What else should be hard? Have we hardened everything? Is there anything left to hard?
That's what she said. I don't. What? Okay, so what? What drinks should be hard? Let's specify that.
Yeah. Although if you could harden something that is not a beverage, like if you could sell hard apples, I'd try that also. But let's start with beverages.
M&Ms, like an alcoholic.
Oh my god.
M&M would kind of be cool, or like, well, I guess we've already seen Skittles vodka, but what about actual Skittles that had like an alcoholic content to them? And it was small enough that you could still munch on them, right? It's not like, whoa, I had one Skittle and I'm feeling it. But it's like, you'd still get like your bag of Skittles, and that would be like one.
I'm just thinking about those like
size
1960s Mad Men like liquid lunch meetings where you and your business buddies go out for a meeting and you all drink 3 martinis, but they're all sitting around just eating a big bag of Skittles.
Exactly. Fruit by the foot. That would be like an alcoholic fruit by the foot.
You can't alcohol can only be a liquid or a Jello. I don't think anybody has made
state or solid state.
It has no solid state. I'd love to see it. I think we're dreaming big here. So yeah, make alcohol into a solid form. It's just like a little sugar cube.
I feel like you could do like a fruit by the foot thing as like a solid. It would have to be like candy stuff. I know a lot of people also don't like sweet sweet alcohol and stuff like that. So then maybe you could also have the like nuts that are roasted in stuff. Like here's some like whiskey nuts, which I feel like they have to have already.
You can I whiskey glaze pecans every Christmas.
Sure, yeah.
Every
like
Christmas.
Somehow to like have those pack a punch a little bit more. I don't know. What liquid? I feel like the ones that are left would just be bad ideas. Like Gatorade. Like what if they had like an alcoholic Gatorade, like an alcoholic sports drink? That'd just be a terrible
Not a good idea. I'd be curious to try an alcoholic Fiji water. I drink an alcoholic Dr. Pepper. I drink it once. I don't know if I'd do that multiple times. You know those Go-Gurts you could drink? No, it wasn't Go-Gurt. It was Danimals.
Alcoholic Go-Gurt. Alcoholic Go-Gurt. That sounds gross.
These all sound like Rusty Venture cocktails.
I have my flaming Go-Gurt here.
Yeah, you light it on fire, or you've got like you have to garnish it, so you have to like try and stick a toothpick through a Go-Gurt.
It just has a cinnamon stick sticking out of it and an orange peel.
God, I want to do this now. I want to have like a dinner party. And it's like, okay, guys, I've got this really interesting new hors d'oeuvres recipe. Let me know what you think. And I bring them out like Go-Gurt tubes that I've like cut in half. And yeah, they have garnishes on
top. Ladies
like
and gentlemen, welcome
pop.
to number 156 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Melissa Wilkinson.
Yeah, you sure are. Hi.
So would this whole thing be like a Venture Bros themed like dinner, like where like all the meals are something that that you think they would make on there?
I could absolutely plan a Venture Brothers dinner party where we eat spanakopita, a big pile of eggs, every recipe you can get it. We'd have Hank Co. lemonade and grinder. We'd have Pete White's mint chocolate chip cookies made with mouthwash.
Gross. That has some alcohol.
Yeah.
That has some alcohol in there.
Just like bad. Oh, God, now I really need to host the bad food ideas dinner party. They're all going to be edible, but like they're just all bad ideas.
I mean, edible is debatable on that one.
Right. I mean, like a garnished Go-Gurt is edible, but I don't know if it's a good idea.
Garnished Go-Gurt. Oh, God. That's wild. I speaking of the Venture Bros, I saw that they are. It's all now on HBO Max.
So
I don't know if they took it off of Hulu or when they did that, but it's on HBO Max now. So go watch that show because it's amazing. I don't know if we've gotten any kind of update on that potential movie to wrap everything up because it got canceled. Unfortunately, it needs a movie.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot more to tell us. They're going to do it. We have to it seemed very official. Yeah,
they have to bring that show back because it's so good.
It needs to live. Yeah, I will go seek it out on HBO Max to make sure that it is visited on every platform because I was watching a lot of it on Hulu.
What other properties would you want to do like a themed dinner party around? And not one that like people would I mean, I guess they can dress up as the characters, but like what we just said, where the food is something you think this character would make.
Ooh. Well, we have already talked about my Marvel themed dinner party, House of
Right. But like that is stuff that is like inspired by, but like so yeah, for example, if they have a James Bond dinner party and it's Bond and Moneypenny and Q and 006, like there's a handful of characters in there. What is the thing that each of them brings to it to the dinner part? Like that is the the style of like what other entertainment properties would you want to do something like that?
This is an RPG potluck, is what you're describing.
Basically, yeah.
A LARP potluck.
Basically, yeah.
Live action role potluck. That would be fun. I think I feel like that. I gotta follow up on that James Bond idea. I don't know. They live such busy lives. I don't know if any of them know how to cook. Like I think Q eats cereal for most of his meals, and he just gets takeout. He doesn't have time. He doesn't have time to cook. And Bond probably knows how to make a really good steak, but like no sides for the steak. He doesn't know how to make a stuffed mushroom cap or anything. Can't mash a potato. He could only do it violently.
Sure, he'd try, but it would not turn out so well. I feel like I would have to go with like a Toy Story. I would love to see what these toys would try and cook. Like
plastic food.
Yeah, but like what would Buzz Lightyear try and make? Like, does he have some kind of like outer space style burger or something that he would, or some like casserole? Would Bo Peep have some like lamb chop things that no one wants to ask about? Because like, where did you get these, Bo Peep?
Okay, the Justice League. Let's take them. Clark
Okay.
just brings a lot of corn, but a big corn casserole from Clark. Diana probably makes like she's got to make like really good Greek food, right?
Yes, yeah, she would have some like fantastic Greek like pasta dish or something.
I feel like Cyborg, with his history as a football player, maybe he'd bring like an upscale version of like a stadium snack. You know, like he's got like fancy hot dogs or nachos or something like that.
I feel like he'd be the one
Well,
that would
no,
try.
the Flash brings one hot dog in his pocket. We know this.
I get that reference, but I feel like this. I feel like Cyborg would try. He would be the one to try and make multiple frozen TV dinners into one thing. Like, I'm brought enchiladas, and like doesn't want to admit that they're like the frozen ones there, but he just like opened up himself and microwaved them and then like took them out. Yeah.
I like that he's disassembling multiple Hungry Man dinners to make the ultimate Hungry Man dinner.
The ultimate Hungry Man dinner. Yeah. And then I feel like the Flash would make like in over the top quiche or lasagna, because he needs to eat a ton. Is the thing, because his metabolism works so much more. So he would just like pack this thing with
tall
carbs and
lasagna. Tall, not wide, tall.
Both. This thing would be giant. Just in excess of.
It just brings a cube. It's like the size of a cooler. It's entirely lasagna. Somebody tries to like stick their arm into it.
Someone is like, "Is that a mother box?" And it's like, "No, it's a lasagna."
An entire mother box of lasagna.
Yeah. I feel like Martian Manhunter would be the one that actually makes something amazing. Like he would know how to make some like perfectly plated like pork lamb chops something with like some fancy sauce and garnish, and they would just like, we had no idea. Like, why?
Hold on a minute.
Why do you know how to make this?
Did you say pork lamb chops?
I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. Shut up.
Batman, Alfred makes a lobster thermidor, just like he did in the Lego Batman movie. Just little lobster thermidors for everybody.
And then
Aquaman.
Batman will be like, "Here, I made this," and then whoever's hosting the party would be like,
"He is. He is."
And well, because I feel like if Batman shows up with the food trying to claim that he made this thing, they'll be like, "Batman, what did you make? We know this is from Alfred," and he'll just be like,
Right, they tell him Alfred is off limits. Bruce, has to make something himself.
If he made something, I feel like he would make mac and cheese. Like he would try and make like a mac and cheese, and it wouldn't be great, but it'd be fine. But like, this is good. It's good, like a side mac and cheese.
I'm sure he has a way to make like an oven fired pizza. I really want somebody to make a quick fired pizza with a weapon. Like he just puts it behind like the Batmobile's rockets. He's like, it's pizza, Neapolitan style. Also, Aquaman does not bring food. He only brings alcohol.
I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. Or what do people eat. No, they're not like it's not like they eat only fish. Fish are friends, not food. So I guess are they all vegetarian? Like, does he bring some kind of like kale salad? If he did bring some food there,
Lingonberries.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I feel like he would bring whatever alcohol they would
Yeah,
have there.
just exclusively alcohol.
Yeah. What about like Black Canary?
Oh, I don't know anything about her. Well, she can bring dessert. Nobody's brought dessert yet.
I can see that. I feel like a good cheesecake, like her and Green Arrow would bring a cheesecake
I want
together.
Green Arrow to like. I don't think he's a whimsical man, but I want him to like make Arrow snacks. Like he brings like breadsticks shaped like arrows or something.
Aren't they shaped like arrowheads? Ask Ollie. Yeah.
We gotta get more shaped
that'd
breadsticks up in life.
Good one.
I don't know why they come only. Well, I guess if they're another shape, then they're not breadsticks anymore, but
Red spears.
I want one that's like a question mark. You know, that's what Riddler brings. If they invited Riddler, I just decided.
What would the question bring? That'd be an interesting.
He'd bring like novelty mystery snacks. You know, when like Airheads has a mystery flavor, somebody's got to be doing a mystery flavor promotion. Some snack is, and he brings that.
I could see that. I could see that, or just like a bag of McDonald's. Just right, like I have a Big Mac, I have 2 cheeseburgers, I have a fillet of fish, 3 medium fries, and a frosty. And it's actually a frosty. It's like, why do you why do you have that? And he's just like, why do I have that? That
I want to play in the most mysterious dinner party possible. A truly shocking and surprising dinner party.
What would a Sherlock Holmes one look like? Sherlock Holmes dinner party.
Which one? I don't think the Benedict Cumberbatch one knows how to make anything. We keep naming characters where it's like that man has never learned how to cook. He never did that.
Yeah, he wouldn't know. I feel like he would either order pizza or would like stop at 7-Eleven and just get a few hot dogs.
A few hot dogs.
Yeah. That's what and he would like he would have that response too. Just like, yeah, this is what people eat, right? You guys like hot dogs?
I really like this idea of being invited to any sort of a social gathering and you show up with like 4 gas station hot dogs. Just like however many would fit in the bag.
Yeah.
Could you imagine going to any sort of culinary event besides a barbecue and there's just a couple hot dogs there?
But they're in the like individual boxes or the like heat wrappers that they can like be stuck in there, and it's just like a plate with like 4 7-Eleven hot dogs for like convenience store hot dogs. Just like, why are these there? I feel like Watson would have some kind of casserole or like pot pie. Like a big like something heartier, right? Just
there's
like
beans in it.
Yeah. Something like that.
Molly Hooper makes like a very cutesy cake.
What would Moriarty bring?
Oh, like something really chaotic. Like he brings a package of Twizzlers and you open up the package of Twizzlers and really it's red vines.
I was thinking that, or just like a bag of plain potato chips.
Oh my god. Unsalted. How do you even find them?
Just like, or like not, not even that, but what's a food that like people actively dislike? Like most people, he would bring black licorice.
He
Is
brought
what I feel like
only
he would bring.
cilantro. Just a bundle of cilantro.
Yep. Yep. So if we could make a drink inspired by Sherlock, it doesn't have to be super fancy, but like similar to what we did with the Go-Gurt, the alcoholic Go-Gurt for Venture. But like, what would be the drink that they had?
I think like it's definitely a punch.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, like a spiked punch.
But it doesn't make sense because like several individual people have spiked it without consulting the others.
There's just a bunch of mixed alcohol in there.
It's basically a Long Island iced tea.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that one. What else would be a good one? Ooh.
We do this for everything. We should do this every time we like finish something on the review show. Like, okay, it's the Halt and Catch Fire dinner party. it's cheese egg.
Good one.
We're all eating cheese egg.
I would love to see a Fast and Furious one.
I feel like they know how to cook though.
I feel like that would just be a normal barbecue.
Right.
You would have a good variety of stuff. Like you'd have burgers, you've had chicken, you've had, or you would have. I feel like there'd be oysters and stuff there too. But it would just be like a good this is a good cookout. Like they have all of the stuff there: potato salad, a variety of chips, and a bunch of soda and Corona. There has to be the Corona and stuff like that. I don't know. A good one. What about like a Hanna-Barbera one? That'd be an
very tall sandwich. Very tall sandwich.
Very tall sandwich. Like a rack of like dinosaur ribs.
Yeah.
What else? I feel like they would have some kind of like fancy cocktail that would probably be a martini. I feel like that's like somehow the Flintstones would have that. And it's just like,
I feel like Benton Quest is making that because Benton Quest is like the less.
Oh, sure.
Benton Quest is competent Dr. Venture, so he makes good cocktails.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. He'd be like, all right, guys, watch out. I got this. And he's sitting there with the shakers and he's like spinning them and throwing them up and stuff and juggling them. That'd be kind of wild.
I want to marry a man who knows how to do that. My dentist was telling me about how her office had like a very small private Christmas party. And normally like they'd all go out to a restaurant and like rent a banquet room or whatever, her and all her staff and all their spouses. She's like, well, we were concerned about, germs. So we just had it here in the office. And I love the idea of them just having a Christmas party in the waiting room of this dental office. And like they brought in catered food and they set up a little bar and her husband like bartended and told jokes all night. I've never wanted to go to a party more than I wanted to go to that when she told me about it.
That just reminds me of the Avengers party in Avengers 2 and War Machine is
I want to go there.
I come in and I was like, boom, you looking for this?
Looking for this?
No one laughs and he's just like,
they said he was funny though. They said he was very funny.
That's good.
Never met the man. I can only believe that's true.
That's good. I don't know, man. What else would be an interesting? There has to be some kind of like horror franchise that would be good for that.
Oh,
Dinner
just like
party.
a yeah, like a multi-monster dinner party. Like Jason brings
Yeah.
hot dogs keep showing up. Jason, being a camp boy, would definitely bring just like the campfire grilled hot dogs. Not even grilled; they're on a skewer. Just campfire roasted hot dogs.
Extra credit, he would also have stuff for s'mores, though.
Yeah. He's got s'mores. Freddy, the Nightmare Man, brings like hot cocoa, a dream food, a dream drink. He brings hot cocoa.
I could see like it's like a hot cocoa with rum.
Yeah, something in it.
That'd be an interesting one.
Mike Myers just brings candy. Michael Myers does. I don't know if Mike Myers is invited.
And then the candy man gets upset because he also had a bag of candy. And he's just like, fuck, god damn it.
The candy man just brought bees. He opens his mouth and bees come out and he's like, enjoy, everyone.
Because no, I feel like he would have a bag of candy, or like one of them would have like a bag of candy, and then whoever the second one was that brought it would have a better one, and the guy that was first there would just be like, fuck. Because they brought the
man,
better
mine
one.
has Smarties in it. Yours has Twix. Am I right? I'm lost. I'm lost already. Jigsaw brings a puzzle to eat because he's a puppet and he doesn't understand what people eat.
Yeah, or just something that's like really like he'd have something that would have hot sauce, like a really really spicy hot sauce that no one could eat.
The ultimate trick.
Yeah. I don't know. Fun stuff though.
Right.
Alyssa, I wanted to talk a little bit about this book that we are reading this month. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, we do multiple podcasts here at the Whatnauts. But I wanted to mention this book that we are reading for the review show. Because it's not something we typically do. It's a book club style podcast, but we've never done an actual like book. And over the past 2 years, we started doing these like end of the month specials where we follow like a certain TV show or comic or something like that to its conclusion. Because normally we have something new every week. And so we thought, hey, if, *Halt and Catch Fire* has 4 seasons, well, over the next 4 months, like, let's, do one each month there. But we had discussed possibly doing a book, and so we were like, all right, let's go for it. What book should we do? And you kind of came up with this idea to like, well, hey, if you don't know if we're gonna continue doing books, why don't we just go for it? Like, let's just like get a weird one that we can just do and say we did. And you
this is so much
one.
Book. This is intense levels of book.
It really is. But I want to hype people up for this one and talk a little bit about what this is. And I don't really want to get too much into impressions on it because I don't want to spoil much, but I'm also not very far in yet. But what is this book, Melissa? How would you pitch this book to someone?
It's this real hefty tome I'm holding up.
House of Leaves.
Yep, House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. A novel, but truly so much more. The 2 things I knew about this book when I suggested it to you was that it was about a house with corrupt architecture, and that the book itself was filled with footnotes and strangely arranged text. much like how the house sort of moves and changes and like rearranges itself, like the text is also like doing all kinds of weird tricks on you and how it is laid out on the page.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting way to put the book. To take that a step further, this is a book that is actually more like it is a book where the author of the book has created two characters that have then written like a giant academic, like a 500 page academic paper on this on this video of this house that is larger on the inside and continues to expand and grow and change. And it is this kind of like found footage horror video, like art video that they are dissecting and stuff like that. So there is the author of the like actual paper that you're reading, and then there is a guy that is like going through it all and doing all the footnotes and kind of putting it all together, so you see both of their perspectives in this book and stuff like that. And it's really weird. It's complicated. It has you jumping around on pages. Like I want to say in like chapter 4 or something, it's like, hey, if you want to learn more about this character's backstory and all that stuff, go read appendix like 2 and then there's like 60 pages you read, you know, about back there, and then you can hop back and do all that.
Is this what you're doing? Is that how are you going to the Okay. I'm trying to read through the entire thing as it is laid out to me page by page. That's the approach I'm taking.
Okay. Cuz like there is stuff that happens. We'll discuss it when we do our full thing on there. But yeah, like there's a moment in there where something happens and the guy that does all the footnotes has this big long story, but then there's another footnote in there that every once in a while is like a footnote from the editor of the book, which is then about the guy that's doing all of the footnotes. This is really complicated and
it's
really
so many levels deep. It's a real inception. I was watching a video last night that described the book is a journal about a book, about a movie, about a house.
Yeah, it's basically that. But so this footnote was like, hey, this guy just like referenced this one thing. If you want to know more about that, go read like these 2 appendixes. And yeah, there was one that was like the obituary of the character's father, and then all of the letters and stuff from their mom. And so I went and I read all of those letters. And so you basically get the backstory of his mom and things that are happening to him. And so then in the next chapter, as he starts to reference more and more stuff in his footnotes, you're like, oh, I know what's happening in this thing. But yeah, it has me like jumping around back and forth and stuff like that. So it's an interesting way to read it. Man, it's thick. It's taking me a while to read, but it's fascinating.
It is. It's so eerie. I found this. I wonder how this may. We were talking about a part in the book, like a couple days ago. We were comparing where we were, and you said you just reached this one part, and you said it was funny. And I'm like, really? That's been the scariest part of the book for me so far. So I wonder if because you said you like ordered this off Amazon or something. I bought this at a store, so I had to go to I had it within the context of this book came out of the horror section. So I wonder if that's like coloring our 2 different experiences.
I didn't necessarily have that, but I wouldn't describe this book as a comedy. Um, it just like that the way that moment was laid out, I thought there was just some like situational comedy in the way it played out.
Yeah. It's kind of
But
absurd.
yeah, and it's like when you think about that, like if this was to actually happen, yeah, it'd be creepy as fuck. But it was just like the way it was presented to me
Yeah.
was just like this
It
character
is
has no idea
formatted
what's
like a
happening.
punchline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, I've gotten to some bits now that are just like, ugh, the like the way that they set things up. Because again, it's like a 500-page academic paper. So
Yeah.
they have this whole chapter on like here's the definition of this one word, and here's all the
Yeah.
connotations of this word and all this means. And then when they use that word at the end of that chapter, it's just like, oh shit, like that's scary. That I oh man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's an interesting book. I'm not super far in because it's taking a while to read, but yeah, if you have like are looking for an interesting book to read, House of Leaves would be one to check out just because of how unconventional it is. It's not exactly what you would think of as a novel, but man, if you can sit through some of that stuff, I think it's gonna be really rewarding. I think.
Yeah.
So good stuff, though. I'm super
Right.
excited to talk a bit about it, which will be at the end of this month. The
Yeah.
last Sunday of the month is when we will record that. So good stuff. Good stuff. There you go.
Very exciting.
Melissa, I wanted
Yeah.
to do my cinema corner. Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum.
Cinema.
But before we do that, let's take a quick break for housekeeping, and then we will be right back. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you would check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/The Whatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/The Whatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you want to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today. And we're back. Big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier and above. So thank you, Sam. We appreciate
Thanks,
it. We love you
Sam.
a lot. Sam was here in the chat. I don't know if you're still here, Sam, but thank you. Thank you so much. Cool things that we've done recently here on the Whatnauts. We just did our reactor cores for Marvel's What If Episode 1. That was a lot of fun. We also did one on the Suicide Squad. So if you have seen that movie, go check it out. It was a lot of fun. And Ignacio from Crossplay joined us on that one. There you go. Sam says, yeah, I'm still here. I was reading some Infinity Train porn. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, so that is some fun things that we've done here on the Whatnot. So go check all of that stuff out. But yeah, Cinema Corner. I have two things that I wanted to mention. First is The Bad Batch. Star Wars, The Bad Batch.
Yeah.
This is their latest cartoon show that's done all in CGI about a kind of like group of misfit heroes. They are clones, and this is taking place right after Order 66, in which all of the clones turned on the Jedi, but they are from this special group of clones that were experimented on and have I don't really want to say things wrong with them, but they are different. And
Yeah.
because of that, their chips that were supposed to make them turn on the Jedi didn't work.
Hmm.
And so they're in the midst of this being like, what the hell is going on? Like, why are all the clones suddenly like turning on the Jedi? This shouldn't be happening. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's them trying to figure out what is going on and stuff like that. And it was really good. I liked it. I think it has some pretty standard Star Wars cartoon problems. So some of the stuff that Dave Filoni, who's been in charge of all of those cartoons and is now doing the Mandalorian and stuff like that, he kind of runs into a lot of the same issues over and over, um, which is not great, but still like it's still good. It's still entertaining, and I'm really interested in where this stuff is potentially going. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought the finale was wonderful. Man, it's gorgeous. The animation on this is amazing. It is so good and it looks beautiful. So
It's good
if
to
you're a
hear.
Star Wars fan, this was good. It was a lot of fun. It was 16 episodes, so not as much as the other cartoons, but this is also getting a second season. So look forward to that. That was good. That was fun. I think we're also like slowly gonna start to be you know how Marvel has a whole bunch of stuff coming out this year.
Yeah.
I think we're just about to start getting to that point with Star Wars too, because we
That'd be
have
nice.
the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. We have season 2 of Bad Batch. We have the Book of Boba Fett thing that's
Yeah.
going on. There's that Rogue Squadron movie or show or something that's down the
Yeah.
road. There's that
Movie.
Ahsoka show that's down the road. There's the next
Yeah.
season of The Mandalorian that's down the road. Like there's starting to be they've put some stuff in the canon and it's starting to it's about time that they're all just like boom, this one and that one and that one and that one. So I'm
And we
excited for
also
all
have
that
that
stuff.
show, The Acolyte, which I think was like a political thriller mystery.
Yes. Yeah, and
That's
then
then
there's
the one
the
I've been the
anime
most
one.
excited for.
There's
The
the like
anime one.
there's an anime one that's gonna be similar to the Animatrix, where it's a bunch of like
Oh,
short stories
oh,
done by
yeah,
different
yes.
directors and animators, and it's all gonna be like each one is a different art style and stuff like that. But it is like true. I guess I want to say it's canon stories, but it's all just like random side stories and stuff like that.
Mm.
So that one looks neat too.
Yeah, lots of
Acolyte.
possibilities. And then we got
Forgot
that
about that one.
Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel. That's getting
Ooh,
closer to being a
yeah.
reality.
Yeah. That'll be good. I'm excited for that stuff. Uh Melissa, the last thing that I wanted to mention for my cinema corner is a Netflix original movie called White Tiger, or The White
Okay.
Tiger. I don't remember if either of us has pitched this on the review show, but I
It's
felt
not
like it had
familiar to
been
me.
familiar. Um, I had heard someone mention it, and then I was like, oh yeah, I had seen that scrolling through Netflix, but I didn't really look at it. And then I looked at it because someone I knew mentioned it. I don't think they had seen it, but had been like, oh, that looked interesting. And so I looked at the trailer and it looked good. So I put it in my list. And then I watched it yesterday. It was great. It was awesome. It's a movie about this guy in India who him and his family are dirt poor. Like they have nothing. And he has this dream of kind of like making it out, not necessarily to get rich himself, but to provide for his family and stuff like that. And so he uh he ends up becoming a driver for this rich family who is kind of like the landlords of the like town that he lives in, the like small village. And then he works his way up from being, or I don't even want to say works his way up, but he goes from the number 2 driver to the number 1 driver by finding out a secret of the number 1 driver and telling on him. So he kind of blackmails his way up there. This whole movie is a crime movie, and it's all narrated from the main character in the present, and then you see like he's like I like so it's him in present day time being like, I'm now rich. I'm a rich man. And he's emailing some like Chinese politician that is visiting India for something, and he's emailing him being like, hey, I saw that you were coming to my country. Here's why I think you should meet with me and do business with me. Let me tell you my story. And you can respect that I've worked my way up from this, that, blah, 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 blah. I've also done some bad things in my life to get where I'm at. Let me tell you my story, right? So this whole thing, you're like trying to figure out like how he got to where he is and what are the like crimes that he committed to get where he's at. And it's not so much like a detective or like a mystery crime show, but it's just this like slow burn, like what drives this man to go from this like dirt poor kid to be inspired to be like, yeah, I'm gonna work my way out, and then provide for my family, and then be like, I have no family. I'm the rich one, and stuff like that. And it's just like, what is happening? Like, what's going on here? And yeah, it's great. I probably did a terrible job explaining it, but highly recommend it. It's a good.
Oh,
So,
nice to
that's
hear.
that. White Tiger. There you go.
Cool.
Have you been watching stuff or writing stuff besides the book that we're doing?
No. It's mostly House of Leaves because I have to spend like at least an hour on this every night because it's so dense. Last weekend we did have a bad storm. So that inspired me to finally sit down and watch Twister because I told myself the next time I have a bad storm, I'm going to watch Twister. I want to watch it in an appropriate weather context. Even if it wasn't tornado weather, I'm like, how dark can the sky get outside? Then I'll watch Twister.
Okay.
It's fun. It inspired a ride. Not a ride, like a walkthrough experience. You would go to Universal Studios Florida and participate in Twister, ride it out. Where you would walk through and like there's these big video screens where Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt just tell you what it was like to make Twister and then tell you what it's like to be in a real Twister. And then you watch like this little tableau where it's like a set where they've rigged up a Twister to occur.
Interesting. Weird.
Which I wish more movies would do. I just want to walk through and like watch a bit of movie happen in front of me in real life. don't need to ride Twister, but I want to watch Twister in a theme park environment using animatronics and special effects.
Yeah. Okay.
I watched Twister, and I watched Josie and the Pussycats, which is very good.
Good stuff. I don't think I've seen that in its entirety. I've seen bits and pieces.
It's really fun. It's so fun. And it was a movie that I remember not being well received.
Sam says
when
yes,
it came out in 2001. Yes.
Sam says, I remember that movie being good.
I think it stood the test of time. I think it has outlived its haters. I think people have come around to, we were wrong. Josie and the Pussycats is great.
Okay.
The music's solid. It's like a really great 2001 little time capsule.
There you go. I have a question for you. When I was on, I guess it was, I don't remember if we were recording when we said this, but it was when we did the actor core for whatchamacallit, for the Suicide Squad. Ignacio said that there was potentially a takeover happening on the review show. A Ignacio and Alan takeover. What week was this happening? I think you said it was early September.
I suggested that it should be in September. And since the last weekend of September, we would be starting our new monthly series. I said, and it's Shame-Timber, the month where you and I watch movies that we should have already seen by this point in our lives. So I said, since we know we have to spend 2 weeks on that, I told them either the 5th, start Shame-Timber like this, or the 19th. Let this be the last of Shame-Timber before we move on to the monthly series.
Okay.
I guess we could also do it on the 12th. It's not that big of a deal. But on one of those 3 Sundays, we're going to do whatever this project is.
Yeah. We can totally make that work. I think that'd be good for the 5th or whatever. But we'll see. We'll schedule that with them. I just wanted to confirm that with you there. Speaking of Shame-Timber, so it looks like we are on for Shame-Timber round 2 again, which I'm excited about. I think that'll be a good one. Each week we pick a movie that's on our list of shame. And that can be like a general pop culture. Like, I've just never seen this one, and I know a lot of people really like it. It can also be like specific to you, of like, Melissa, how have you, of all people, not seen this movie? It's about malls, and it's about office workers, and it's about like not outrun aesthetic, the whatchamacallit.
Oh, vaporwave. The vaporwave office mall
aesthetic, yeah. Like, if all of that was in a single
I did find a movie that
it'd be for Melissa.
I did find a movie that kind of unites some of that stuff, but it's I don't think it's streaming anywhere, and I have to track down a DVD. It's a movie from Canada from, I think...
Can you rent it on there or something?
I looked it up. I tried looking it up. Like, I typed it into my Roku, because my Roku can like search all the different apps and tell you where it is. I tried typing it in, and my Roku's like, we don't know what that is. We are returning 0 search results.
Ooh, man.
So I don't know. I think it's a very obscure little thing. I've heard about it on one episode of Welcome to the Basement. That's how I know about it.
Okay.
It's a Canadian movie from, I think, 2000 called Way Downtown. All one word, Way Downtown. And it's about these like disillusioned, jaded, I get up every day and I go to my job, but I hate it, like 20-somethings who live in some big city in Canada. And they work in an office building that is like this big skyscraper downtown. But it's a series of these office towers that are all connected to each other through all these like sky bridges and walkways and things. And so this group of coworkers dare each other 1 month's pay to whoever can stay the longest in that group of buildings without going outside.
Interesting. Okay. Huh.
I don't know anything else, but I'm completely here for that premise.
It's kind of interesting to watch something like that now, since we've all been like in quarantine and they're just like, stay in this one room for as long as you can.
But I think it's also that they're staying in a place that is not a residence.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's just office buildings and maybe some like other shops and other facilities, kind of like the big tower in Gremlins 2.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, just letting you know, I am on the lookout for like 90s office movies that I can watch. I'm thinking about it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Today, Saturday, the 14th of August 2021 was Free Comic Book Day. So I got to go down. It was, yeah. I got to go down to my comic book store and pick up some free comics and stuff like that. It's a big promotional thing that all the comic books do each year. It's usually in May, but the pandemic kind of screwed everything up and all of that stuff. So I think they moved it to now, because August is what they did last year too. Yeah, it's a free comic book day today. So I guess by the time this goes public, it will have already happened. All of that stuff. But yeah, all the publishers will publish like a handful of free comics that are all marked by Free Comic Book Day. And I went to my shop and they're all on the back wall there. So pick a handful of them that you want, and they're usually like samples, or like, here's like an issue 0 for something we're about to do, or here's a reprint of an issue 1 of a recent thing that you might enjoy, stuff like that. So it's never something that's real like, oh, this was a great book, you need to read this. It's just like, okay, what is in here? What are some offerings of these publishers and stuff like that? But yeah, got my free comics and got a handful of stuff that was on sale today too, because my shop had a 25% off store-wide sale. So bought a bunch of good stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to my local store. That was my plan, but I ended up going out to brunch with a friend. I never got over there. And later in the afternoon, I thought, well, I could still go. I was more interested in sales than I was in like the free comic books themselves. But I looked it up and they were only doing 15%. And I'm like, I don't feel like leaving the house again for 15%.
Yeah, 15 is not all that much, but there you go. Usually happens once a year. So if you are a comic book fan or interested, be on the lookout for Free Comic Book Day next year.
It's a good time.
Yeah, it's fun. Fun indeed. I don't know if I have much else. I have something else. I guess we have enough time to do this one thing. I was thinking of maybe saving this for next time. But I feel like we can end the show. Yes. You guys did a theoretical heist over the past month or so here on the show. So I wanted to do a theoretical pirate treasure hunt. Melissa, you're a pirate.
Yarg.
Yarg. Yes. Yarg. Treasure. You are a pirate. You have hidden treasure, and you have made a map. And you have passed this map down for generations upon generations to whomever, and maybe it ended up in someone else's hands. Who knows? What would be 3 locations or landmarks that are on your map? Like, would they have to go to the Eiffel Tower? Do they need to go to a specific mall and look through the doorway of the Spencer's gifts that's in there when the light hits it just right so it shines on a certain toy, which is actually the key.
Spencer's Gifts doesn't have a door.
Look, there might be in that specific one. And if the sun hits it just right, it illuminates a certain toy, which is the key to open up the thing. That who knows?
Oh, like a national treasure. Yeah. Can I make mine a national treasure?
Your treasure can be anywhere you want. The map can lead you.
It's going to be national.
it can be global.
Oh my God. Why didn't they make a sequel called Global Treasure? They have to make a sequel called International Treasure, right? And basically he's out there doing Da Vinci Code stuff.
I feel like
God, International
there's
Treasure.
Those, like, spoof movies like Transmorphers. And it's like, okay, it's Transformer.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would be the one for National Treasure. It would just be International Treasure. And it's just the exact same thing, except it's globe trotting on
I can't tell you how badly I want this
background.
I love a movie where somebody solves a puzzle.
Yeah. It's good.
Speaking of Nicolas Cage, I'm wearing this little button on my shirt. I don't know if you can tell that's what it is from this distance.
No.
But it's a picture. It is concept art of Nicolas Cage in his Superman costume.
Yeah. Oh, man, I was listening to the Nextlander podcast, which is a video game podcast, and they spent like 10 or 15 minutes just talking about some of the recent Nick Cage movies and all the stuff that he's done recently. Apparently there's one that he did not too long ago that he's just like, man, this is the wildest movie I've ever done. So,
is it Willy's Wonderland?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Willy's Wonderland is one to check out. Give me a sec while I switch over my headphones because the Bluetooth battery's dying.
There you go.
All right.
She's switching her headphones. I think it's working. She can hear me now. Hopefully.
Output device. Okay. All right, say something, Kyle.
I'm right here. Can you hear me now?
Okay, awesome. Okay, they're working. Thank you for this brief break. Willy's Wonderland is a movie where Nicolas Cage, he doesn't speak a word. He's silent the entire movie.
Interesting.
He rolls into this town, this tiny town somewhere. His car breaks down. He takes it to the local garage, and the guy is like, "I can fix your car. It's going to take until tomorrow to like get this part in. The part costs this much," and like Nicolas Cage doesn't have any money to give him, so he's like, "Okay, I think we can work out a deal where you can work off the cost of parts and labor for me fixing your car." There's a local Chuck E. Cheese sort of place, an animatronic band, arcade games, pizza sort of place that is needed. Like, it's been abandoned for a while. It's been closed for a while. The owners are trying to get it back up. It needs a lot of help, and they're cleaning stuff out. They're always looking for help. If you go over there and you work the night, like, cleaning that place up, that'll cancel out the cost of the car repair. Those guys will pay me on behalf of your work, right? So the whole movie is Nicolas Cage overnight in basically a what I understand to be a Five Nights at Freddy's scenario.
Okay, yeah.
Where he's just cleaning a Chuck E. Cheese, and like one of the animatronics will like get loose and attack him, and he'll fight it off, and then he has to like the room's covered in like blood or like hydraulic fluid or something, and then he's like, I had to clean it again. It's just repeatedly animatronic fights and cleaning.
Okay.
And he never says a word. And then there's also like a bunch of rowdy teens who try and break into that building, and they get to talk.
Weird. Make some interesting movies,
it's an oddity.
Yeah. Interesting choices. But yeah, what would be your three location? Like, if you can just pick 3 locations. It can be anywhere, or 3 landmarks. It can be anything.
Oh my gosh. 3 places that used to be a Blockbuster.
Okay, yeah.
An old Blockbuster, Radio Shack, and Circuit City, respectively.
That works. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'd want to do stuff like that, or it's like, my brother used to live here. I don't.
Okay, yeah, like an old.
Oh, I would hide
house.
a clue by this cool tree by Tim's old apartment that was like, it was 2 trees that grew next to each other that the guy had like arranged for them to like twist together as they grew, right? So it's a light barked tree and a dark barked tree that grew up all twisty with each other. That thing's cool.
Yeah.
I want to hide a clue there.
That'd be awesome.
I want to hide a clue by that cool tree. I want to hide a clue. I don't know, like in the bus at the city museum. I need more specific parameters for this, Kyle. Like, is this anywhere on the globe? Does this have to be a public location?
I said this
Does
could
it have to be places that are
anywhere
meaningful
globally.
to me.
And you were like, I'm going to make it nationally.
I need a theme, Kyle. Oh, I need a theme. I need some sort of rules to stick to. Otherwise, I could pick anything. I could just pick like
anything.
I don't. If it's pirate treasure, I could do like 3 different versions of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Disney parks across the world.
Could, yeah.
I could just put all 3 in Epcot. You start and you finish in Epcot.
Absolutely. You could do that. All right, so you have in like an old Blockbuster, that tree, and then Epcot. Epcot says tender.
No, I want to hide a clue upstairs at the Galaxy Theater by that sign that says Redemption and just glows up there all alone.
That would be a great one.
I want to hide a clue by the Redemption sign.
You mentioned that before here on the show. That would be a good one. I think I would do. Have you seen pictures of that like abandoned Game Boy statue like somewhere in Japan?
I've seen pictures of the abandoned Sonic statue. What do you mean a statue of a Game Boy?
Yeah, just look up abandoned Game Boy statue, and you'll see it.
I gotta see a Game Boy statue like regular images.
It's kind of like that same thing of the Sonic statue that you mentioned. Look up pictures of
abandoned Game Boy. It
was supposed to be like a mailbox or something.
Oh my god!
It's just sitting there.
Oh
like,
wow!
I would absolutely have a clue hidden in that. I think that'd be awesome. I think that would be one of my locations, and then I would want to do something that's more personal. So I would want to do something that is like buried at certain GPS coordinates of like this is like the first house that we lived in when we moved to Virginia. The first house that like I remember. Something like that would be kind of cool. Yeah, like buried in the middle of the backyard or something there with that. Because I don't have many memories of that house, but I have some. Like I couldn't tell you all of the layout of that house, but then there were certain bits that I do remember of, and then there's things that like I think I remember, but I have a feeling that that's not what it actually looks like. Just because I feel like I'm making it up or something there. But yeah, we're gonna do something like that. And then I think I would have to, for my third location. Oh man, I feel like I would do. I feel like I would want to do like a digital clue. Like somehow, like do something online, do like an internet-based.
So it's hidden on like the Space Jam website.
Yeah, like the archived edition of the Space Jam website, not the new one that looks like, but like the old site. Yeah, you have to go to like archive.org to like find the old version of that. Something like that would be neat, or like my old MySpace. Like find some clue on my old MySpace. Wild. Yeah. That'd be good.
I was talking with a friend. A friend came over and we were watching the new Charlie's Angels movie, which is really fun. I liked it a lot. And we're talking about how much we want to do spy stuff. Like we want to just like go to an art museum, like that exchange Bond and Q have in Skyfall. Yeah. Like go to an art museum, like say a coded phrase and set in front of a painting. And she's like, all I really want to do is hand somebody a flash drive and say, it's up to you now.
Yes.
Just leave. And we talked about what would be on the flash drive, like what's the weirdest thing you could find, and I decided I want it to be like a text document with an encoded link to it, and the link takes you to a YouTube page, and I want it to be like a trailer for a movie like a decade ago that everyone forgot about, like a really insignificant movie.
The trailer to that one Canadian movie about them in the office.
No, I don't even want it to be like that obscure. I want it to be something like The Last Mimsy, where it's like, yeah, I think I remember that being a movie that nobody had any strong reaction to. A mainstream, right? A mainstream but forgettable film from like 10 or 15 years ago. Somebody's just like, funny. What does this mean?
That'd be good. That'd be good. I think that'd be fun. But yeah, that would be my my 3 locations on a treasure hunt,
Game Boy statue,
or all of that stuff. So
I definitely do. I do the redemption sign. Oh,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I'll think about other things, like really specific things.
I like that redemption sign. I like the tree. This might not be one you would do, but because it's an old episode of the Captain's Log, I would do one in the obelisk at the.
Oh my god! I would absolutely hide a clue at the obelisk. Something's got to be hidden there,
like in the neighborhood that was maybe a sex cult. We don't know.
Not a cult.
I know.
It's just maybe a place for low-key, fun, chill swinging. I don't know. I have no proof.
Fun to say they're a sex cult. But yeah.
I don't want you to scare people off of living in that neighborhood, because it does look pretty nice.
I mean, I'm gonna be so happy the day that someone like legitimately comments on one of our podcasts, being like, "Man, this dissuaded me from moving into that neighborhood."
No, we got to hear from somebody who actually lives in Newtown, and they can tell us the inside story.
Yeah.
Is there swinging or not?
Who knows?
This is based off like one theory one of my cousins had, so it's not proof.
So it's so funny though. At least I think it is. Oh well. There you go. Melissa, I think this is a good time to wrap up the podcast this week. So, yeah, we mentioned a bunch of the other podcasts that we do here, so go check those ones out. Melissa, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at WilkyWit. That's WILKYWIT. And listen to my other podcast, Saturday Morning Obscurities, where me and my brother Jams talk about weird old kids shows you feel like only you remember. Let me see what our most recent episode was. Oh, our most recent episode was on the Looney Tunes show. This is a show that aired in like 2011, 2012 on Cartoon Network, and was a revamp of the classic Looney Tunes characters, but instead they're in like a sitcom format. And it's surprisingly really funny.
Interesting.
So like in the wake of Space Jam 2, let's talk about this.
Cool. Good stuff. If you guys want to stay up to date with me, I am at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter. If you guys want to follow all the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. Go like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a foe, sell your soul, do whatever you need to do to help us spread the word. We would appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's about it. We will be back next week, back at our normal time on Friday. We'll be live streaming here on Twitch at twitch.tv/the Whatnauts. So be sure to check us out then. But with that, let's get out of here. We will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.